counterculture.
In your face, but pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you never see us again.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're here with episode 2 of the recap, the inconsistent show about the really consistent flow of toy news that is always coming out. So I do have Nick here with me. I've also got a special guest to join us as well tonight. So let me bring those folks on, and then we'll get into it. So Nick is here with me somewhere. Where are you? There you are. What's going on, dude? Welcome.
Not much. How's it going?
Going all right. Here hanging out Friday night. We've got some good toy news for the week. Some nice releases coming out. So some cool stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Tonight, though, it's not just the two of us. Do have a friend of the channel, part of the Who crew as well, John, the Don Juan, compulsive collector.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Appreciate you jumping on. So,
yeah, I'll be real honest with you. I totally forgot that I had sent you that message when you replied like several hours later. And I was like, oh, man, good thing we ended up not even going out tonight.
You're good, dude, man. I appreciate you sending me the message, and glad you were able to jump on.
Yeah.
Like I said, no pressure, but I definitely appreciate you dropping on. And it goes to anybody out there. If you're out there, you're watching, you want to jump on the channel, just send me a DM to my Instagram, and I'll send you the link. It's that easy. And then we'll just come on. We'll talk about toys, anything you want to talk about for the week of action figures, anything that caught your eye that just really needs to be discussed. So very loose topic, very chill, nice, quick and easy stream just for us to hang out and talk about action figures. So it's just like that.
Sweet.
So anything, Nick, I'm not going to do any, I don't even have any pickups so far this week. So tomorrow will be very telling for Just Justin collecting Justified, if I actually have any pickups. But do you have any pickups that you would like to show off for the week?
Marrow and Husk are the two that I really liked. So those two. Very glad to finally have Marrow. That's one I've been wanting for a while. And Husk is a very cool one as well. So
yeah, I like both of those. Marrow, she's cool. Like the bone accessories, they really do kind of look pretty good on the figure, and the face on Husk. So it's a really nice highlight. Like I certainly picked those out when I was looking at the figures. So
yeah,
nice pickups. Did
you
get
like the torn face? Yeah, that's nice.
Did you get anything else from the wave, or just those two?
Not yet. I did order Fabian Cortez, but he's not here yet. So
nice. Oh, Justin is in the chat. He says, yo, John, unfortunately, Justin won't be here to show off any weeb shit tonight, but don't worry. We will have plenty of that tomorrow for everyone's enjoyment.
I mean, that's why I'm here. Get to see you on a better channel. Like if you had David and Alexi on with you on Fridays, I could free up my Saturdays.
Justin, he's out there. There he is. Speaking of pickups, apparently you got the Batman animated series Clayface says it might be here tomorrow. See, there we go.
Nice.
All right, Renz is in the chat. Marrow arrives tomorrow. Still waiting on Scott and Kurt too. Yeah, that Nightcrawler, I love that Nightcrawler. I got two because putting one in the X-Force team and then just kind of fudging the other one into the AOA stuff. So I do like that figure a lot. John, anything that you picked up this week or recently that you feel like you want to show off?
Yeah. I also got Husk and Marrow, but just something different to show. I got Kelnaka, the Black Series. I hate the soft goods robes. I'll take that off. But the figure looks nice. And then I got the Revenge of the Sith Bakara.
Nice.
Yeah, both of those came in this week. But that's about it. Like it's been kind of slow, but things are starting to trickle in. It's going to start to be a lot heavier. My X-Force Nightcrawler is going to be here tomorrow. So
nice. It seems like a lot of people's Legends, the Nemesis wave stuff is starting to hit. So it's a good, like, it's a really solid wave. The Build-A-Figure looks very good. It's a very cool Build-A-Figure. There's not a lot to not like about that wave. I don't know. I wish they would be that consistently solid on most waves, but hey, I'll take it. When they do a good wave, they really do. And that is certainly no exception to that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys haven't got into those figures yet, you'll like them. They're really nice. They do look pretty good.
Yeah, I've been looking at people's photos. They look nice. I just haven't opened anything this week. I've had such a busy week, and I don't like to just open toys if I don't have time to play with them and mess with them. Like I don't want to just open it and be like, okay, it's on a shelf and forget about it. You know?
Yeah. No, and that's so true, man. And really, like, the big impetus for me to even start this channel was to really take the time to open the action figure, look at the action figure, and take a good look at it, display it, right? Because I found myself a lot of times you just pre-order, and then you end up with like a stack of boxes that might sit there for weeks, months sometimes. And then you kind of just figure out when you're going to get it into the display. So it really did sort of push me to get those open and actually play with the figure and then display it. So yeah, I'm with you on that. It's because otherwise, you're not really necessarily taking the time to enjoy the figure.
Right. Yeah. It becomes more about buying than collecting. And that's not what I like. I also got the Hot Toys Sabine Wren in this week, but it's still in the shipper box. Like for something like that, I need a good 45 minutes to an hour to devote to it because I want to check out all the details and everything and figure out how I want it posed before it goes in this cabinet behind me. So
yeah, and I have to imagine, like, when you're collecting, personally, I don't own any Hot Toys. The Beetlejuice was the one that might have pushed me to buy my first Hot Toy. But I think if you're putting that money into that, you definitely want to take the time to really look it over, enjoy the figure, or and see what you've put your money into. And yeah, definitely not something you want to just quickly open and throw on the shelf and then give it a passing glance whenever you walk by. So
we'll see if maybe this time next year you got a Hot Toys figure from that new Superman movie.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I didn't go in on a Christopher Reeve one, so I don't think I would open with David Corn Sweat. So who knows though? I will never say never. We'll see. So
Kenny, what if it was Quest
what?
for Peace one? What if it was Quest for Peace Superman?
Now, if it's Superman versus Nuclear Man, then count me in. All right, I'm there for it.
Excellent.
I will pre-order day one. You can clip it here, folks. If that happens, I'm there. So we'll see. I can't imagine a world where they actually. Oh, never mind. I won't say that because then it'll happen. All right. So let's see. Let's look at just a few releases and items from this week. So the Jean Grey, the Target exclusive X Factor Jean Grey, that did go up for pre-order this week. John, Nick, did either of you go in on this?
Nah, it's nothing special for me. So I don't know. It looks just too generic. So I'm good. I'll wait for Ollie's.
I don't know if it'll go there, but the
that head sculpt, the one where the hair is covered, like the skull cap, if that hadn't been like a screaming expression face, I would have bought this. But that's the look I would have wanted, but I would have wanted a more neutral expression. So
yeah.
Just
so I did pre-order it. you know, I think at some level, like I've become a completionist, which I hate. Um, but I'm also curious to see it. I do think, and people will speak to it ad nauseum, but the boots is obviously a real faux pas on there. But I
How does
mean,
that attach to her head? That little effect.
yeah.
There's only one
So
picture with it on there. How does it? Does it just like stick there? Or does it go under the hair? The under like the
there doesn't appear to be any sort of porting for that.
yeah.
But they also didn't show like the use of sticky tack. So again, that'll be one thing that I'm certainly curious to see how they've actually figured out how that's going to work.
Yeah, I mean,
Justin likes the boots. There you go. Those are some nice boots.
I mean, I'm a sucker for green and yellow, but yeah, just not this one for me for whatever reason.
Yeah, and I mean, you can hold out to the red suit for X Factor Gene, so that one might be better. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's decent enough, just a small miss. I am very curious though how this effect is going to sit on the head. I think some people have said that it might like sort of like I said, there's no porthole or plug or anything, but it might kind of sit underneath the hair. Although
like there's that little curl there, and maybe it like slips underneath that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I said that, but I feel like they also showed pictures where it was
on the other head, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
But maybe that was just during the reveal because they're not showing anything here.
Maybe
at least
not.
in those ones. But yeah, hey, let's see it. On the other hand, that's going to be interesting. Is it magnetized?
Hey, that would be a cool feature. I doubt it. You know, that'd be a neat feature.
Just wondering, because I'm always, you know me, Kenny. I'm always like, ooh, a new effect piece, right? Like, ooh, that's cool looking, you know. But that is a little too small for me to be excited about. But I'm interested to see how it fits on the head.
Oh, Justin figured it out. You have to use the spider sperm from the Maximum Series Spider-Man to make it stick.
Crossover.
That's it. It's all about the small details, folks.
Did you buy the Spider-Man?
I did, but so
I detected a hint of shame when you said that.
I did buy it. After seeing, you know, the last couple of days, because everybody in the UK started to get it, right? Dan showed it off a little bit the other day. I mean, I think it looks like a Marvel Legends Spider-Man, right?
It does.
That's it.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Is it spectacular? Is it super cool? I don't think so. I don't know. Like I'm having a lot of reservations. Thankfully, like I ordered it on Amazon, right? So if it comes in, I look at it in the package, I don't feel like I need to open it, then I send it back and call it a day. I'm seeing this photo though float around, right? With this, so Rectangular posted this. A lot of people have started to post this photo. I wish I knew who posted it originally, but so many people are posting this. The lines are just not. I mean, this is a $50 Spider-Man, right? So
it better match.
I would at a minimum like the lines to line up, you know. So
yeah. I mean, that even when you get past the scene, like the lines aren't lined up.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, this is egregiously bad, right? And
it is. At the same time, I'm not going to be looking at the top of the figure's head like that, so that alone wouldn't bother me that much. I think a lot of what it comes with is silly, and it doesn't. It just. I mean, obviously, I've said what I've said about the mask. Like, it's not for me just because of the style of the look of the mask.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think a lot of the stuff that it comes with is silly. The big Mcfarlane hands.
Yeah.
With the web shooters, like it's, you know, whatever. But I will say, if I were a big Spider-Man fan and that were a look that I wanted, I probably would have gotten it and just been like, yeah, it's expensive, but whatever, I want it.
Yeah. You know, like there's the argument to be made, right? You go on eBay, Mercari, whatnot, you're going to pay up for a Spider-Man figure that's been out for a while. So at least this way you're getting a new Spider-Man panda. But I don't love that argument for two reasons, right? Like, one, you're giving an excuse to a corporation to charge you that price. Two, sure, the aftermarket prices exist, but not every collector is buying in at the aftermarket price. Only a smaller group of collectors are going to pay up for them. I mean, we've all paid up for figures, but not every collector is going to be out there paying the $50, $70 minimum for a Marvel Legend Spider-Man, right? So if it's going to be a series that they want to do and they want to have success with, the price needs to be certainly better justified. There you go. And just make it feel a little bit better for the money. Looking at what it comes with, I'm with you. I mean, I agree with you. The head sculpt alone, the line's not matching. They're not going to be the lone detractor, right? It's going to be a culmination of items that really take me out of feeling like this is a good figure. Not looking at the top of the head. The head's probably going to be arched back anyway, so the top of the head's going to be the furthest thing away from your vantage point. But
but that's not the point. The point is, it's like if I'm paying, you're paying a premium price for this figure, and you see this, it kind of leads you to question the rest of the quality of everything else you're getting. And then, like, John said, a lot of it feels like filler. I do, like, I'm a sucker for the effects, so I'm all good with that. But like, I hate qualifying hands as accessories. It's like that should just come with the figure. Okay, you got 10 different hands. That's great. That's fine. But I look at this and it I'm like, makes me wary for the rest of it, especially at that price point, because I mean, you look at it, it's like an ultimate Marvel Legend essentially, or a maximum, right?
Yeah,
that's the thing. But like a NECA Ultimate, I look at that and comes with like a couple of hands, all the accessories, everything, and I look at the price point for that, and it's not $50. So 40, okay, 50.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts.
I'm with you on that. $40 was where I thought the price should have been, especially after seeing everything that it comes with. $50, it's a stretch, but it's sold out everywhere, right? And time will tell what that really means, right? Because how many people bought 5 or 10 saying, "Oh, I'm gonna take an edge on the market," or how short did they put the listings, right? Like selling out online sales, I mean, that could mean a bunch of different things. If they only,
especially on a pre-order, when things often are like back in stock once they actually physically have them to ship.
Absolutely, right. And I think that's exactly what we'll see is once they start to ship, then they'll be live again on Pulse, Amazon, and then we just have to see how long they sit there, right? That'll be the real like test of how this is going to live in the market, right? So
I think it also probably a lot depends on how big of a Spider-Man fan somebody is, because even if someone like sees all the things we're talking about and is like, yeah, but it's still the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Like if they did magic in this and all they did was just give her the same articulation as like the Black Widow that we paid $27 for, and the only accessories she had were like maybe some fisted hands and then the big ass Chris Michello sword, I'd pay $50 for it tomorrow, and I'd be like, I don't care, I'm a sucker, whatever. That's the character I would want an upgrade of. So
and that's an extremely valid point, because for me, if it's Wolverine, as long as it's a good looking Wolverine and it has a bunch of stuff, then I'm no questions asked. I'm not even going to bat an eye. Right. So everybody's got their character that would apply to. Spider-Man is just, has a lot of wide appeal. So that to me, that's why they went with Spider-Man first, right? If you're going to bank on something to launch this subline, that was the right choice. But it's coming. It's been coming out all week. A bunch of people have started to post, and we'll get better, closer looks at these figures, and then we can really get a good idea. And honestly, like, I won't know until I have it in hand. I don't ever think it will live up to that $50 expectation, though, and that's the big
way
thing.
that would end up be like, you look back and you'd be like, okay, it was fine. Is if the next thing they did was they did the Hulk, and it was also $50, and it was like, we could do this because we charged you $50 for the Spider-Man that we've already sold through. Now, if they did that, everyone would have to complain and would have to shut up.
Yeah, and I think
that's the only way this ever looks like a good value, though.
Absolutely right, and like, that's a good faith move, and that to me is where it won't happen, right? Because
it absolutely won't.
Yes,
Alexi with the super chat, appreciate that. To be fair, Dan sucks at posing, but in the hands of a master, it could be lethal. So we'll have to wait until Alexi gets this. I'm not, I don't know. We'll see. I think, I mean, it certainly has a nice wider range of articulation. So posing wise, it'll be good. It did pass that earthquake test, though. That's true. I think we'll see that a little bit more tomorrow night. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Okay, Alexi said he would pay up for max cap. So yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody's got characters that they would definitely want to pay up for. Or let me rephrase that. I don't think anybody would want to pay up for, but that they would pay up for. So
if it was done right, like, then give me everything you could possibly want at that price point, plus like a flight stand or some kind of extra stuff to make it actually feel like it was worth $50.
Flight stand, good point. So to me,
action stand, whatever you want to call it.
No. Flight stand, like, to me, throwing in their Hasbro flight stand, does it get it to the 50? Still doesn't necessarily get it to the $50, but I feel a little bit better, right? Like,
add value.
Yeah. So it is interesting that they didn't include that as well. But moving on from Marvel Legends, just a couple of, and if you guys have anything like toy news releases that you want to bring up, just let me know. These are just a couple of things that I picked out from the week that kind of caught my eye. So once it loads here. So as a big Ghostbusters fan, real Ghostbusters, whatever, anything Ghostbusters, I don't know if I would get this, but the STCC exclusive for Ghostbusters, Hasbro is going to have this Ecto Glow Heroes Collector set, right? So kind of mimicking the figures we grew up with, right? So
right.
I think it's a little, it's fun.
I like it. I like the nostalgia factor to it. That's very cool.
So are these like the Kenner retro style figures?
Yeah, so they'll be on the card. I don't think there's another picture here yet. Just the only other picture is the non-glowing one, but
okay. So it's like what, like the Kenner size, right? Like 3.75 inches or whatever.
Like 5,
or a little bigger than that. 5? Okay.
Yeah. Same. I was trying to.
Are these more like in scale with the original animated Ghostbusters figures?
Yes. So.
Okay.
Kind of continuing what they've been doing with that line, bringing back those, just the reproductions basically of what we had in the late 80s, early 90s, right? So, I mean, like I said, not something I think I will get, but something I certainly appreciate, and I'm just a sucker for things that glow in the dark, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, man, definitely. I like they all come with the little different ghosts or the different creatures. Yeah. That's cool. Egon's is the coolest, I think. The little jail mouth thing.
That one does look pretty cool. Although I don't know, you got like the one-eyed monster over here. I don't know what that's about.
One-eyed monster.
Yeah, so that was that. That was something a little interesting. The other one that I pulled up was so Nick, have you been collecting any of the Jada Street Fighter stuff?
Just I got Dalcine, but that I haven't gotten any more than that. I know that you got a couple of them. You got I think was it Cammy recently that you were telling me about.
Zolocon, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I do love the line is very cool though, especially because those figures need like a nice little re-release. I think Sota or whatever originally put them out back in the day, like but they're really expensive. So these ones are nice. I like that. I think I saw they're putting out a Blanca one too, or there's a Blanca one out as well.
Yeah. I think that's available for pre-order right now,
Nice.
along with Sagat. John, are you collecting this stuff?
No, I'm pretty strict about what I do and don't collect, and this is one of those things that I like to window shop.
Yeah.
I like to see when other people get them. I like to check them out, but it's just, I only collect like very few properties. So like, honestly, like jumping into the Operation Monster Force this year was a pretty big deal for me because I almost never just get into like a new thing without like characters I'm attached to like that. So
yeah, funny you mentioned that because I'm the same way. To me, like I almost feel like the nostalgia has to be attached to collect it. But
for me, it's even more than nostalgia because like I have nostalgia for Tron, but I don't want any Tron collectibles.
Nick does.
Well, and that's cool. I'm just saying, like I have to like still be into something. Like I'm still into
absolutely.
the GI Joe comics and Marvel comics and DC again now that like they've come back around and left all that New 52 stuff behind. And Star Wars, like I'm still into those things, and that's why like I used to have, like people talk about a random shelf. I used to have random bookcases in my collection that were just like, like this shelf is just like 3 different movies, and this shelf is 3 different TV shows. And eventually I was like, this is too much. It's unsustainable. And so I have more of a curated thing going on now. But like I said, these look dope. I like seeing other people like post photos with them and stuff.
Yeah. So like I originally I wasn't going to collect these, right? I was kind of same way, window shop, appreciate from afar. And then I'm trying to figure out what happened. Because Ken, right? So Ken came out.
You wanted to start a video game shelf or retro video game.
It was
shelf
like twofold, right?
From
so
that.
I started the video game shelf because we have a surplus of Jack's Mario figures in this house, right? So a little overflow. So they took part of one of my shelves, and then of course, like I got like the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff and Metroid, and then it kind of went from there. Earthworm Jim, I did get that Earthworm Jim recently, which is cool. But then Street Fighter put out Ken, right? So I'm like, well, Kenny, got to have a figure name. I gotta get Ken just for the namesake. And then, it's like, well, I have one. I can't just have one, right? Like they got to fight each other. So then
it's not called Street Man, it's called Street Fighter.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So 2 turned into 7 or something. I don't know. So I guess at this point, I wouldn't say I'm all in because there are still some I didn't get, and like I won't be getting Guile in blue, even though like I think I kind of prefer the blue. And
I like the green personally, but I mean, dealer's choice, I guess.
Yeah. And as Alexi points out, that in the anime he wears blue. Not only that, though, in the movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme also wears the blue, right? So
this is true. So I also like the packaging because it's in like that arcade style
packaging. Exactly, the packaging,
very cool.
And that was, I think, the idea of window shop and appreciate from afar, right? Because anybody can take a look at the box art, the packaging that they went with, and say, damn, that's good, that's on brand, it's very nice, looks good, I like what we're doing here. So but yeah, so I guess none of us are in on this one, but this is a Target exclusive, so makes it even worse, I suppose.
For those who do want it, yeah.
For those who do want it. Sorry about your luck. Let's see. So I think Christopher Allen might be joining us as well. So give him a moment here. Are any of you? Well, let me start over. Nick, I know you don't collect Mythic Legions. John, do you collect Mythic Legions?
I got one. I haven't even opened it yet.
Too expensive, man. If I dive down that rabbit hole,
that's it. You're
like
done.
going to Vegas and just betting everything. I'm sorry. Nope.
You don't need $1,000 dragon in your collection?
I don't need it.
But no, so I'm with you. Like, I own the only Mythic Legions I own are the Skeleton Legion builders, and I don't even own them for the sake of being Mythic Legions. I bought them because I felt like they would fit into an Army of Darkness display. So they are just like my army, so they're sitting behind Ash and Evil Ash skeletons. So
perfect.
I got the one I got because it's a big demon, and like I just wanted a big demon action figure. And honestly, like I haven't gotten around to opening it yet. And if Hasbro announces a Mephisto before I do open it, I will probably just get rid of it.
Yeah, that's a good call though. Good stand-in. So I don't know. I mean, you might still be another year away till a possible Mephisto announcement. So
yeah. Because Dan Who lied to us.
He did repeatedly.
Dan
lied. Still waiting, Dan. Someone get John a big hit? Oh, big D hit.
Yeah, that's fine. I've seen the outline in your little gray sweat shorts, Alexi. You got it.
Here we go. Joining us, everyone's favorite, Christopher Allen. Good evening, sir. He may be here. He may not be. He's here. We can see you.
See you grimacing.
This is part of this is a new segment we call Welcome, Christopher Allen.
It's like your average Teams call.
Nod your head, yes or no. Do you plan on getting Beather? Now he's here twice.
Oh.
I don't know. It's Chrisception.
It's Christopher and Alan.
I can't hear them.
Oh, there you go. We can hear you.
Okay, let's try that again.
You just said he can't hear us.
How did you double yourself up again? I want to see that.
Oh, I can do it. He's right here.
How did that even?
He's here twice.
There it is.
I'm gonna remove the rest
Looper.
of us.
We're in the future and the past.
Alexi is seeing 4 Christophers. Well,
can't hear anything.
We can hear you, so you're halfway there. But I don't know that there's any point in me telling you that, because if you can't hear us, then
if you're in the future, you already know.
But that's true. That's true. I'm gonna bring up the dragon so we can at least look at the dragon while technical difficulties are worked out. So yeah, so probably not for the group. I'll wait to hear Christopher Allen's perspective on this as well. But so Nick and I were at ZoloCon 3 weeks ago, I think it was.
Sounds right.
And we got to see it in person. So it's majestic, super majestic, very cool looking. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a place for this, nor a desire to spend that amount of money on a dragon. However, for those of you that are into it, man, it's gonna look so good in your collections.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited for you. And they did.
Yeah, this is another one of those window shopping things. Like, you know, it looks great. I love looking at it. I love seeing all the photos, not just the ones that they've put out, but like this that people have taken at cons. I'm not that into fantasy stuff, so it's not my thing, but
Yeah.
it's very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I kind of wish that I knew someone who lived close to me that was getting this, just so I could like, I did see it in person, but it was in a glass cage. So it was almost like I was at the aquarium or the zoo. And there's a dragon behind there. It was basically like when you go to look at lizards at PetSmart, you know, and it was there, you know, like I couldn't pet it or touch it. So I'll never
It was
truly
scared
know.
of you.
It
Get
was
away
scared
from
of me. Yeah. So there was that. But they did hit their backing right. So they like I will say this. I mean, Four Horsemen Studios, they do such great work. They do have a fan base who is, I would say, pretty loyal. I mean, they like what they get from the company, and you know, I appreciate that. So
Yeah, I mean, some of my favorite figures that I picked up in the last year are the Mattel DC things that were sculpted by the Four Horsemen.
yeah,
The specifically Batgirl and Supergirl.
yeah, and like it just, to me it seems like such a cool thing. If you this group of guys, or this group of folks, they've been in the industry for, you know, a long time, and they've really been able to develop throughout the years, and then move from property to property, and then you have your own studio. I mean, that's just, it seems like a dream come true in a way, right? So kind of like love that.
Yeah, and some of the most exciting stuff happening is coming from these, you know, smaller companies, not the billion-dollar corporations. Like, yeah, I just brought up Mattel and DC, and I'm excited for that when it happens next year. But what these guys do, what Boss Fight does, what Fresh Monkey Fiction is doing with the Operation Monster Force and the other lines that they're about to do through Big Bad Workshop, like,
Yeah,
that stuff is a blast. I love seeing that, and I like seeing like the talent behind this actually get to keep more of the money.
I agree, and like I feel like we're in such a great era for that, right? Like, I mean, you just mentioned a handful of companies and groups doing this, and there's still so many properties out there too. Not only like existing properties, but just, you know, whatever people come up with creatively. You know,
Yep.
there's just so much more potential out there for these independent companies and smaller groups to come out and put out some really great product. It's such a great era for that right now, and I'm glad that like so many of these people are getting a platform to do that, you know, and strike now, because you know, who knows, but
Strike hard, strike fast,
no mercy. That's right. I did just
Fear
wrap
does
up
not
Cobra.
exist in this dojo.
I did just finish Cobra Kai the other day. Finally, so.
Right.
How did you feel about the dream sequence there toward the end of the series?
It's a little weird.
It seemed a little inappropriate, didn't it?
Yeah.
So wait, what? Yeah.
So I will say, like, what I've enjoyed about the show overall is like it doesn't, like, it knows what it is, right? Like,
Yep.
And I love that about the show. But yeah, there are definitely some interesting moments.
It's a absolutely ridiculous premise that anyone cares about a karate tournament in modern day, you know.
In the way that they do. Yeah, absolutely.
And I talked about nostalgia. One of the few things that I loved in the 80s that I still love to this day are the Karate Kid Part 1 and Part 2. Love those movies. And so when it first came on, like YouTube Red or whatever it was, I was like, yeah, this will be some dumb fun. But they did such a good job with all the new young characters. There's so much character development in that show. Again, it's very silly, but at the same time, they did an amazing job with it.
I agree. Yeah, I think they strung it a little too thin at the end there. I was like,
yes,
they stretched it, like just probably ended it. But again, like, you know, I I guess, really go with the cash cows and stuff. And
Absolutely.
That was, I think Netflix picked it up right after the YouTube Red thing, and
Yep.
then they kind of just ran with it. So if Netflix will beat a dead horse and then some, so take that for what
They'll either do that or they'll cancel it immediately.
You're right.
All the
two
resources, Cobra Kai, all of them.
Sorry, guys. We were going to extend you for a second season, but Cobra Kai, we've got that. So. Chris, you're back. Can you hear us?
Christopher.
It doesn't bode well.
I can kind of hear you. You guys are kind of like, I don't know. It sounds like underwater. I think maybe my internet's.
We may be underwater.
The first time I couldn't hear nothing. I called technical, and they're like, "Oh, you got to turn the volume up, you idiot." Can you hear me?
Yeah.
we always could.
We got you. So just to recap.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where are you on Mythic Legions and the
It's
Dragon?
just very choppy.
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. It might be the connection. I don't know.
Choppy.
Nick, ask him the question.
Where are you on Mythic Legions, sir? Whoa.
It was like a jump scare.
That's exactly what that was. All right. While we continue to figure out these technical difficulties, how about a little bit of toy news? Just a couple of small items. This might be loud, so I don't pull your headphone away just because I think the music might be too loud on this. We'll find out.
Let's hit that news, though.
Hit us with that sweet, sweet news.
All right, there you go. That's what we put for around here. All right, well, I wasn't even prepared for the news. I was just so excited about the intro.
There is no news.
There is no news, folks. That's the news. So Jada announced they're expanding into the Invincible license. Do either of you are either of you into Invincible? Like,
I know it's very popular.
Properties,
but
animated series.
I've never read the books. Wife and I do watch the show, and it's, I guess, if you look at the two very similar premise shows on Prime Video, it's the one that I like the best of the two. But I don't think I would buy figures for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm with you. I know nothing about Invincible. I mean, by nothing, I mean I know what is like the general population knows what's in the zeitgeist, but like I've never read any of the comics. I've never watched any of the show. So a lot of people are very excited about it though. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something
I mean,
there.
hey, it's great character designs. I love how the colors pop on the characters. And there's one that I might even would pick up, if it were done, well in a 6-inch scale and everything, but I wouldn't do like a whole collection. But it's one of those things like The Boys. First of all, the like Justice League but gone bad has just been beaten into the ground over the years, and it's been done better in comics. So it's just, but the ultra violent, like that stuff just kind of gets old for me. I like, with something like that, like the shock value of it's very desensitizing when you're doing that every episode. Like there's, blood and gore and everything just over and over. Stuff like that I feel like has a much better impact than a show like Ozark, if you've seen that, speaking of Netflix shows, where like everything is just going along and it's intense and dramatic, and all of a sudden like the characters are covered in somebody's brains and it's someone you knew and weren't expecting to die, like that to me has a big impact. But when it's just like over and over, like, oh, let's see how funny we can make it to tear someone in half, it just gets boring.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, the whole shtick has been done over and over again by several different properties at this point. But I haven't watched Ozark, but Nick, I know you
Yes.
have.
Yeah. Well, the final season, but yeah, the build up, fantastic TV for the first couple seasons there.
Yeah, yeah, and so you know exactly what I'm talking about, like the specific deaths where you're just like, oh my god, like that has an impact, but when it's just week after week of stuff like that, it just gets old. So like shows like that,
you get desensitized to it, and it's like,
Yep.
oh, yep, so,
Just another week
yeah,
of the
dismemberment.
bloodbath.
yeah. But the Jada thing, like they haven't announced that they're doing figures, right? It was just announced that they were in some sort of partnership with Skybound. So it could be little toy cars for all
everyone is like assuming it's going to be action figures, and we don't know. You're exactly right. Like Jada,
well, even the little text blurb here says the current company doing Invincible action figures for them is Diamond Select, and I know that they're struggling themselves, so maybe Jada's taking it over. But yeah, if Diamond Select is still doing it, then yeah, if Jada would do it, it would be redundant, but not unheard of to do something like that where you have a couple different companies, producing the same line.
No, not at all. And
I don't know. I'll take little toy cars though. That'd be cool.
It was actually a good segue there to Diamond Select, but what's going on? I'm spinning at the moment, so I can't change tabs. But what I was gonna bring up, the other piece of news that I had was, so I mean, we're all aware that like Diamond Comic, the distributor side of everything, has declared bankruptcy, right? So, they're still out in Hunt Valley, Nick, or no? I don't know. So like.
As far as I know, yeah. Well, I think they were out there. They had like an office out there. I know like they're both based in Jersey or whatever, like NECA and them, right? They had like their main thing there, but I thought they still had a place out in on Hunt Valley.
Yeah, they just
maybe
it just came out that
I'm not sure, but uh-oh.
Did we lose? Let's go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. All right, there we go. I don't know. There was a little bit of a lag there in a moment. John was saying came out with, and then
it just came out that Diamond is in a little timeout, I think, because they were trying to negotiate like based on what the sale price at auction and get like these big bonuses for a bunch of people who work there and stuff, and like from what it said, like up to $1 million, and they were like, well, no, because you owe people money.
But dude, exactly, and that was actually the article that I had brought up. Yeah, so like you're already in a shitstorm, and then you have this now come out. So there was a motion filed like in Maryland, in a Maryland court. So that's why I think that they must still have some tie to Hunt Valley. But so exactly what John was just saying. So they've already filed for bankruptcy. Now they're allegedly funneling the money from that bankruptcy fund to these high-level executives. They have several people who carry the title of president of something, vice president of something, chief of something, director, right? Like more than would typically exist for a company this size, right? So
it's like casino director of beverage and muffin development.
Yeah,
that's right. Exactly. So
only they hadn't just run the company into the ground. So
exactly.
Where's Sam Rothstein when you need him?
Rick, welcome in. Chris, you're back. Any
Yeah.
luck this time?
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Awesome.
There we go. Technically, you're fourth because you were here twice the first time. So.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Oh, let's see. Alexi says he's actually the chief vice president of the comments tonight. So there you go. Diamond might pay you. So make sure you look for that check, Alexi.
That's a good title for Alexi because he does speak for everyone.
He does. I mean, that should just be your title all the time. All right, let's see. Oh, Kurt's in the chat. Wondering who will pick up the Lord of the Rings line. Anybody in on Lord of the Rings? I think Nick would be, but he is since departed. So either of you guys, Lord of the Rings?
No, it would put me to sleep. Sorry, Kurt.
I've not seen those movies in their entirety.
I appreciate it. I mean, they're would I get the figures? No. Did I sit through all 43 hours of Lord of the Rings trilogy? Also, no. But I did work at the movie theater. Definitely when Two Towers came out. Might have been there for all three, actually. So I saw a lot of bits and pieces of those movies. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, Chris, anything that caught your eye from the week, toy news, toy releases, or anything that you picked up that you feel like you want to show off?
I got the ramen bread van, but I got it set up. It's all right.
No, okay.
It's like big, like it's probably the actual size that a van would be compared to a 6-inch bigger, but
yeah.
I don't know if I need it that big, like it's taking up a lot of room, but it's kind of cool. And then I don't know, all my stuff's kind of put away. So, and nothing really caught my attention this week. It's a pretty slow toy week.
It really was. Yeah, I felt like I was
the G.I. Joe stream this week?
Wasn't that last week? That was the 18th.
Shit, I don't know.
Is this the week? I don't know. That was probably Tuesday. But we'd already seen all that stuff. Oh, I was really happy that I think that's a leak, though. They showed. Oh, yeah, they did. They said Mercer was going to come in a 2-pack. G.I. Joe. That's one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters. And there's a leak of the vest on the internet somewhere. So I'm looking forward to that, Mercer. I know you don't know G.I. Joe, so you're like, who are you talking about? But
I want more Dreadnoks. Where are the more? I want more Dreadnoks.
Yes.
Dreadnoks, because they look like Mad Max characters to me. So, all the Dreadnoks, please.
Those are my absolute favorites from G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
I will say one thing we didn't know that we learned this week was that snake armor was only $75. So I went from thinking I'll probably just get one of those to, well, now I have to get two.
See, that's the kind of feeling I like in collecting, right? Like you're on the fence about it, and then the price hits below where you're in it. Yeah, okay. Let's go.
And they were able to do it for that price because they didn't put some like random redeco of a Cobra Trooper with it. And I'm like, thank you, because I don't need that. Like I didn't need it with the little modular base that like I ordered 6 of, and I'm like that's like $100-something worth of figures that I didn't need. Like
I still saw people on the internet complaining about the price. I'm like, what do you want that for?
Yeah, I mean, look, I have been a part of G.I. Joe collecting for a long time, and these are some notoriously cheap bastards. Like they are the original wait for clearance, wait for Ross collectors. Like there's always going to be that kind of noise among G.I. Joe people.
To answer Kirk's question, I put the MCU version of the Punisher in there, and it fit good. But when I did open the van, there's the windshield wiper thingies and stuff. There's like 2 knobs there, and one just like came right off when I opened it. But I put it back in there. It kind of sits in there. I don't know. It's all right, man. I don't know. It was pretty cheap. It was only $110 before shipping.
Like, as long as the price was good and it looks decent, right?
It just takes up more space than I envisioned. I'm like, you could downscale it just a little bit. I don't know. But It's all right. It's kind of cool.
It's a nice price.
It's a nice price. Nick, while you were away, there was a brief conversation about Lord of the Rings, and I don't want you to miss the opportunity to chime in. Kurt, 43 hours. That's maybe not the length of the trilogy, but I think I spent a collective 43 hours cleaning those theaters. Maybe that's what it was. I do own the trilogy, though. I will say, like, this is my problem. I used to collect a lot of movies. Nick does the same. You can actually see right behind Nick over there. So we both have very large movie collections. For a long time, I used to just buy this, kind of to the toy conversation we were having earlier. Like, I would just buy the movies, like, with the intent of definitely watching them later on. Now I've watched 90 to 95% of the movies I own, but there are definitely some in there that I have not yet completed. And I think the Lord of the Rings trilogy falls into that category. Yeah. I don't know. It's not that I don't have anything against it. It's just a lot of time to
watch people walk around.
Yeah.
As they say, Clerks 2, right? Walking. All this was all about walking.
You know what? That's Clerks 2 really summed it up for me, so I think I'm good.
There's only one return, and it ain't of the king.
No, so I love the at least the original trilogy, the Hobbit movies, whatever. But the first three, I can take or leave the extended versions. Two Towers is my favorite personally, so I like that extended version because you get a lot more there. And the Return of the King, you also get a lot more stuff with. You actually get the showdown with Gandalf and Saruman and everything, so that actually makes it worth it to watch the extended ones because it's like full like scenes and things that they just completely you didn't see in the theatrical ones. Because
I have a question.
That's where they plan that out, so I like that, but it is a big commitment.
The movies are already long as shit. Why do they need extended versions? The movie was already extended.
The books are themselves are just like
no,
so
I know.
dense.
Yeah, I remember in high school having to read.
And then I just remember I was like,
read it.
The whole Siege of Isengard with the Ents is like a paragraph in the books, and they turned it into this amazing epic action scene in the movie. So, yeah, I guess take your pick. Should definitely finish those off. Kenny.
One of these days, I will crack open those Blu-rays and I will pop them in. I will dedicate an entire day. I won't. Okay, I'm not going to do any of that. I will dedicate
9 hours. Just stick with the originals.
Different
you don't
days.
need the extended. There you go.
I don't think I can do all in one day, but I will watch them at some point. Because why do I own them if I'm not going to watch them, right? And I'm pretty sure I've had these for more than 10 years. So, yeah.
First one came out in 2001.
Well, I mean the Blu-ray set. I don't know when that came out. That probably came out 15 years ago. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway,
you don't have the 4K.
I will dedicate 45 semi-sober minutes. There you go. I think Alexi speaks for all of us, right? So,
yep,
he's nailed it. There you go.
Like if I could just watch what you were talking about seeing Christopher Lee and Ian McKellen face off, I would watch that. I just don't want to watch the rest of it to get to that point because like that movie in particular, I like the first two didn't really bother me. But my ex was really into them and I was going to see them with her. But then the third one, like it ended, but it didn't because it just kept going past what was the natural conclusion of the story. and now that you're telling me that there was this other part that could have been it, and instead I'm just mad all over again.
Yeah, it definitely has. It's good and it's positive and it's negative. So it's like, okay, great. But just look up that scene on YouTube of them fighting. It's pretty awesome.
That sounds like a great idea.
Kurt, I promise I will, at some point.
Come on, Kenny, you watched Superman poor enough.
Okay.
You can give some time to.
First of all,
Lord.
never say an unkind word about this masterpiece that
There it
is
is.
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. all
Throw
right?
it into the sun.
I used to watch that movie a lot.
Rest in peace, Gene Hackman. Okay. All right. Yeah. This one, Superman 4, you still see, you get me.
That hit when I was like a kid, you know, like
yeah.
when I was watching.
I would like to say it still hits, but sadly, it does not.
Hey, look, John Cryer alone is worth the price of admission there. So.
Well, Uncle Lex. Well.
It doesn't take itself too seriously. I think it's still kind of fun.
Yeah, I personally, I love it. It's my favorite Superman movie, and I will die on that hill. So it's okay. Everyone understands. I understand it's a shit movie, but you know,
you love it.
You love what you love. That okay. No need to get hostile, Kurt. All right, the film is classic. All right. Well, I don't know, Chris. Anything else? Anything else you got for us?
I got the CT Halverine figure too. I forgot about that.
How's that looking?
I get that's behind me. Hold on.
Let's take a look at that.
It's all right. It's
do you have the did you have the Legends one?
Of the Browns. Oh, of that? Yes. John got it for me for Secret Santa, actually. I have not opened it yet though, but I do own it. It's actually just still right here. But yes, so I do got it. And then I saw this was released, and I was like, oh, I'll get that. And then maybe I'll just keep the other one boxed because I do have a collection of unopened figures. So
nice. The flame effects look pretty good on that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good figure.
Well, we assume it's a pretty good figure. Flame effects did look pretty good. I don't know. CT toy stuff. It's been pretty decent. I bought the brown suit Wolverine just to see what the hype was about. I don't know. I think there could be feelings about that company one way or the other, right? Depending on where you are on that. But
I have no opinion, but
action figures.
What he just showed me was cool, and I watched your review of the Wolverine, so not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't buy stuff from companies that do knockoffs, but like I'm also not going to argue with somebody who does. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not militant about it. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of where I am with it, you know. Like I said, I got the Wolverine. I wanted to see what the hype was about. I already owned the Mafex Tiger Suit Wolverine and the Mafex X-Force Wolverine. The one I was missing was the brown suit, so kind of see how it feels. But I think after shipping and everything, it cost me like $17, and it in some ways it feels like a $17 figure. Right. I can't speak for all of them, but like the one I got, loose joints, some really miscolored paint, exposed joints for like the metal rings that they use for the joints. So was it a good $17 figure? Sure. Yeah.
Right.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think one of the few knockoffs that I have, at least that I know of, is the Silent Hill, the Red Pyramid guy. I think Figma did like one of those, and I got it. It was I think definitely a knockoff on eBay, but I think it was like, I don't know, like $14 with shipping. So I was like, I can't be too mad at this. It's gonna fall over if I breathe on it, but it looks good from a distance.
It's like a fine piece of china.
Hey, I got licensed Hasbro figures that'll fall over if you look at them wrong.
That's a good point too. Yeah. Alexi and Kurt are both out for the evening, but gentlemen, thank you for dropping in. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there are licensed figures that you could breathe on. They fall off the shelf and they'll shatter. That, like, when I lived in Baltimore, that, because of the basement, like, they used to, every time a figure would fall, I'd come down and there'd be just parts everywhere. Thankfully, like, I have carpet in this where I live now, and it saves the day on many occasions. So
now you just find him in the mid-death spasm.
Yeah,
like...
now it's just like, okay, I don't know why you decided to tumble from the top and take the rest of the shelf with you, but thanks, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I always tell them. I'm like, hey, if she's like, something fell down on there, I'm like, as long as it didn't break, it's a win. So I'll take it.
But hey, I don't know. I think that's it's been a good discussion, gentlemen. Unless you have anything else, we can go around the horn and wrap it up. But
I do not.
Just want to say thank you, John, for jumping on. Nick, as always.
Yeah. All right, it's been a while.
No, man. Hey, it's all good. Life happens, you know.
Indeed.
John, anything you want to plug? Channel, Instagram, anything?
I've been too busy to even do anything. Don't even bother. But like, you know, like we were talking about earlier, man, go check out some of these independent toy companies. Go check out what Fresh Monkey Fiction's doing, what Boss Fight is doing, what Four Horsemen are doing. Like, you know, all the stuff that we buy from these huge corporations, that's great. It helps keep talented people employed. But there are also talented people who are doing their own thing. So make sure, you know, if you got the money, try to support that a little bit too.
Love it. Nick, any final thoughts?
No, yeah. Support your local toy stores and toy companies. And that's all I got.
That's all I got to say about that. Whoop, what happened to me? All right.
From the stream, Kenny.
There you go. Well, hey, we're still here. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody out there watching. Like I said at the beginning, this is the most inconsistent show on YouTube, but talking about the most consistent thing, and that is action figure news and collecting. So there's that. With that, I will turn it over to our good friends, Bill and Ted.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes!